and it smells just like a 16-year-old boy.
I don't want to know how you know this. Like, this week on That Car Show, we are back with a cruise show. We did have structure, I promise, but it didn't necessarily show that we had structure. We talked about driving seasons coming to an end in Washington and Colorado. Obviously, it's one big season in LA, so I'm still driving with the top down. We talked a little bit about closing out car shows, including Redmond Town Center. Dr. Habibi said hello to Lincoln, not to Lincoln, to Ryan.
Habib.
Dr. Habib said hello to Ryan.
Yes, I think Habibi is the phrase. Habib is the man.
That's the term of endearment.
A legend.
He was the customer services gentleman who served Ryan with some optics about 6 months ago.
With an X, yes.
With an X. We also talked about watches for weddings, whether it's just a British tradition or something that carries on further. We may have mentioned some famous people getting married as part of that as well. We introduced the new competition on how you could win a Sheffield watch, and it's pretty easy once again. We talked about which cars touch your soul. So these are the cars that actually make you want to go and investigate, where do I can find them online and how much do they cost. I think Ryan got a little bit too intimate with a Lotus Elise, but we'll leave that there. Then we talked about what Porsche's up to. Not only are they going back on commitments of stopping doing ICE engines, but they're also working with Audi on electric cars. And then finally, we talked about what it's like to be a man inside a kid's car, whether that was getting arrested in Canada or liveries in LA, all that and a whole lot more. It was a fun episode. The first 20 minutes were only audio, but then we thought we would save you and come back with video. But all that and a whole lot more on That Car Show. That Car Show is brought to you by Sheffield Watches.
The Sheffield watch brand has a long and storied history, but it was revived a couple years back by our good friend and true car guy, Jay Turkbus. Jay was gifted a Sheffield watch by his parents when he was a kid, and he still has it to this day. Jay wanted to make the same experience available to all of us, a reasonably priced, high-quality watch that endures and that we enjoy sharing with our fellow watch enthusiasts and car people.
From divers watches to watches designed for travel to collaboration with automotive pals like Spike Ferriston and Jay Leno, Sheffield has a watch for you. Find your own Sheffield watch at sheffieldwatches.com and at Sheffield_allsport_watches on Instagram, and let Jay know you heard about Sheffield watches from That Car Show. Hey, and welcome to this week's That Car Show. It is another cruise show after a few successful weeks of me being replaced by some fantastic guests. So I saw the episodes, but what were the highlights, guys?
I mean, how do you even choose, right?
I mean, one of them's Lindsay's fiance, so she probably has to be careful. But they were all great, right?
I will not be choosing. I know my answer.
But think about it. I think, 3 shows, but 4 very different guests, right? Sasha Slepanov from Nilu, the car designer, our friends Derek Tam Scott and Tatsuo Otis, and then our very own fiance, Tori Alonso.
He's our fiance now, is he?
Yes, he's our collective royal we. Little did he know when he asked for my hand, he was getting
Can't wait till he meets my parents. Yeah.
He came with his own car show. Love it.
The whole VW Mafia came up for that one.
Right.
That was a surprisingly well-performing show. So thank you all.
Thanks to all our VW fans out there. I think before we go into a deep dive on this show, let's just take a moment and say that we're going to honor an individual with this show, which is Tom Matano. And Tom was the father of the MX-5, the Miata, as you guys would know it, and he passed away this week. So I think we'll take a moment, we'll raise a glass and say, hey, this show's for you, Tom.
That's right. Thank you for all your contributions.
Yeah. Did you guys spend much time behind the wheels of Miatas?
0 actually for me, which is very strange.
You got some homework, Lindsay. We need to give you some homework.
Yeah.
So who has a Miata that they want to let me pilot around?
They're one of the great cars. They really are. There's nothing like a Miata, right? And it's a car that's really, I think, stuck to, it's what makes it special, right? Even all these years later. But We had a couple growing up. We had two growing up. I mean, my teens and 20s, a couple NAs. Yeah,
they're still formative years.
Long time ago. Yeah. And they were great cars, I fit okay, I wasn't that much smaller back then. We had a 92 limited edition with like the BBS and the Nardi shifter and all that. And then we had I think it was a 96 M edition, which was kind of the equivalent, which was a midnight blue. And they were fantastic cars. In fact, my dad had the blue one until a few years ago, until he traded it in on a Cayman that he's got, or effectively traded it in. So wonderful cars. Well, I mean, they're, there's just nothing like a good Miata, they're, the fact that those were brought back, I mean, really was something special. I mean, there's a lot of effort that went into that, I think. And he was the man. He's one of those guys, like one of the bands you say, oh, I'll see him eventually. He's not that old, right?
Right.
Run into him at an event or something.
I think that's what was so strange, is like, for this day and age, he was very young. And, I haven't driven a Miata, but I remember seeing them like growing up, at the track and at car events, especially, a lot of the events I attended were like Ford focused, as we all know. And there were plenty of Miatas there because people would put a Ford engine in because they were so great at the track.
Yeah. I cannot believe you've never driven a Miata, Lindsay.
Isn't
so
that funny?
To Dan's point, I think you need to.
I know. That's what I love about the car world and the car hobby, is that as much as you do know, and like as much as we've all gotten to experience, there's still so much that we haven't done, which means we have a lot of homework.
Yeah.
I also wanted to give a shout out because at the end of this month is the Gentleman's Drive. So this is a charity that focuses on men's health, both men's mental health as well as physical health. And it is a worldwide movement in 64 countries where there is an organized drive that raises money for charity. If you want to find out more about it, go to www.gentlemansdrive.com, and we'll put it in the show notes. But we have some friends, don't we, that are actively participating, leading rallies.
Yes.
Shut up, Matt.
Yeah, and our friend Babes in Classics, Ariel Zadok in LA, friends of Late Night Playset will know her as the purple-headed producer, as Jay has been calling her lately. But she's been producing the event in LA for the last, I think, 4 years. And it's always fun to see the pictures afterwards, because people dress up. The gentleman part of it is everyone dresses up, and so they all look very dapper to do the drive. So it's fun, and they're raising money for a good cause.
Yeah,
we like it. So the question for the folks that are either in Colorado or Washington State, are you guys making the most of the change in season? Because things are about to change in both states.
That's right.
I'm lucky in LA because I think the season continues on. But how are you guys
Eternal
making the
summer.
most of things?
Yeah, you made the right move, Dan, because the season is year round.
Right.
Where you are. We can definitely tell in Seattle the sun has shifted. All of a sudden it is like clockwork, just like it's fall. You can see where the sun is, the light's different. So I actually took the GT4 out today because it was sunny and you got to take advantage.
Nice.
Right.
And it was delightful. Every time I get back in that car, you get out on the road, like have the chance to accelerate even the tiniest bit, and it's like a giant exhale. Just man, I love that car.
Are the car shows in Seattle still taking place, or have they finished now?
So they had the last theme day of exotics at Redmond Town Center, which has grown into such a massive event. That was this past Saturday morning, and I think that's how they sort of hedge the seasons, because they end the sort of official days, and then weather permitting, they'll keep doing it for a little bit. But so this past weekend was British Day, which was pretty fun, because on the drive there, we actually saw a few of the examples. We were like towards the later end of the event, and so some people had already left. But so we got a little bit of like British Day on the move on the way there.
Very good, like a moving car show. Were there any Jaguars there?
Yes, there were. There was one XKSS replica, but it was very well done and like very fun to see. Yeah. And then there was an XK140, which I have a friend in Orange County that actually has a red one, but there was a black one there, and it was absolutely stunning. Really fun to see that in person up close. and then there were some like 60s Jags, Jaguar, and
you are.
yeah, and there were two very cute little Nash Metropolitans right next to each other, which yeah, so it was a fun, like even getting there a little bit later, it was still a fun day,
Yeah.
and it was beautiful.
I'm glad to hear you're making the most of the last few days of summer. And
Yeah.
Ryan,
I got to give a quick
changing?
shout out to. Well, you mentioned the Redmond Town Center, and the last time and the only time I've been at Redmond Town Center is when I was helping you move from Seattle to LA, Dan, and I forgot my contacts. So shout out to Dr. Habib and the crew at Optics OPTIX Eyewear at Redmond Town Center. They were
Unofficial
awesome.
sponsor of that car show.
Yeah.
And they
That's
could have
worth
certainly been on the
$1,500.
Gentleman's Drive, couldn't they? They were true gents. Yeah, I think we
Save
rang round, didn't
my
we?
bacon.
We
Yeah,
rang around about 5 different opticians, and like they weren't willing to give any samples. They were, and all you needed were just enough to get you through the week, right?
That's all I needed. And Dr. Habib said, liability out the window. I like this guy. We'll hook him up with some contacts, and I like them. So thank you very much.
I like your smile. Come on in.
I would have been rubbing my eyes all week, Dan.
And crushing my Audi.
More importantly,
hey, you don't even have it anymore. Who cares? You know.
Yes.
But to answer your question, yeah, it's the seasons are changing here as well. We got a little snow in the mountains for the first time recently, and
oh boy,
yeah, it's the writing's on the wall. So I've been trying to get out as much as I could. Went out with some friends, like 6 perfectly matched cars, right? Different versions. There was a 992.2T. There was a 991.2 GT3 RS. There was a Cayman 4.0 GTS. There was my car, a couple other cars. Anyway, it was just when you ever get in a group and everyone's just kind of gels, the cars, the driving and all that. And it was grand. And then I got out by myself once as well, which hasn't happened in a long time. And you forget, as wonderful it is driving with friends, right?
Right.
It's also pretty great to just go out and drive on your own.
To just go.
It's get in the zone, right? Get in the zone. And there's not a better driving season than the fall, right? At least here in Colorado, the leaves are changing. And you've got to get it in. You know that this driving really counts, right?
Right.
And so
it makes it that much sweeter because, like you said, you can see the evidence that the season is coming to a close for this year. And
exactly.
There is nothing quite like being on your own in a car that you love on a fun road, and just like, again, it's so restorative. And I think you summed it up, Ryan. There's so much zen in drives like that.
Yeah.
Do you guys listen to music when you're driving on your own, or is it the engine and the...
It depends for me. It depends on like how restorative I need the drive to be. And if it's, I think a lot of times it's just the engine noise, especially if it's in a car that I really enjoy the note. Like I had a GT350R Mustang, and that was, that exhaust is sort of in a class of its own. It's so intoxicating. So when I drove that car, no music.
Well, let me just mention that Lindsay's GT4 is straight pipe, so I don't know that you'd be able to hear the music anyway. I don't listen.
Deal.
I don't listen to music ever unless I'm stuck in traffic or something. Not in the Porsche, because I don't know. I like to be fully tuned in. In fact, I struggle even with wearing sunglasses. Right, I like to be fully aware, fully dialed in, and plus I have the bass stereo, so it's not that good anyway. More enjoyment in the sound of the car.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure the engineers at Porsche will really appreciate those comments.
Windows down so I can hear it all, for sure.
You got to do that.
Yeah, get a little sand in the teeth,
It helps with your awareness too. Like when I first learned to drive, again, I was in Southern California, so the weather was nice and it was the summer. But I remember after a week realizing, like, I think something happened and I had to put a window up. And I remember going like, well, how am I supposed to know what's going on if the window's up? Like,
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. It's all part of it. How do I know when to shift?
I've done a few drives. Obviously I wanted to get 1,000 miles on the car.
Right.
Yes.
A few weeks ago, I went down to Malibu, and there is a market. I can't think of the name of the market. Is it Pete's Market?
Oh, Scott's
Malibu
Kitchen, I think.
So that's a nice drive, although obviously that area was affected by the fires at the beginning of the year.
Right.
So when you head down there are very strict speed limits, and there are also police bikes with radar guns at various junctions. So you definitely have to take that seriously.
Yeah.
But super saddening, and I've heard good news, but super saddening. As you go down that road, on the left-hand side is the coast, and on the right-hand side is the canyons.
Yeah.
There was a burnt-out 911, which was as a
Oh,
result
yeah.
of the fires.
Yeah.
Became iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've heard it's been towed away to be restored. So
That's
I
amazing.
hope that
Excellent.
myth is true and that is the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
But I also went to Helm's Bakery last Sunday
Yeah.
for the Johnny Lieberman, friend of the show,
Yeah.
Cars
Which
and
awesome.
Coffee. I needed Lindsay with me. So there's all these people I know by face, but I don't know to talk to. So I got there, pulled in, and I went for my coffee, and they do a coffee outside.
Yeah.
Stood behind me is it Hooniverse Jeff?
Yeah. Jeff Glucker.
Jeff.
We met him
Lynn,
at the LA Auto Show
That's
last
right.
year. Briefly.
LA
right.
Auto Show. Behind him was Lynn Woodward.
Oh,
Behind her was Matt Farah. And I was like, I'm introverted at the best of times. So I'm like, I'm not going to turn around and say hello to the who's who of LA.
Oh, you're right there with them,
yeah.
Dan. Come on.
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think was Hannah, Matt's wife, she was with him too. I
She
think
was
I saw
there as well.
pictures.
Yeah.
And the collective bunch of cars. Like, I am dumb. I'm really dumb. So I got there and I walked through, and Matt had his Myers Manx.
Yeah.
And he was the only guy who'd parked nose in.
Oh,
So initially I'm like, why? Why bother? Like, are you just lazy? But the reality is that the business end of that car is at the back.
right.
It's
Radial
got the
engine.
radial engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he did it. But I needed more coffee because I hadn't put two and two together. So
You're like, wait a
Well, the
minute.
next time you go, Dan, you roll up in that brand new red Porsche of yours and you say, "Do you know who I am?"
Right.
And I bet they do. But nice
It was
people
funny,
all
though,
and
because the car didn't make the list. So as I'm pulling in,
oh
someone I know very well was on the gate. And when you go to the gate, it's a left turn to go in and exhibit your car.
Okay.
Or it's a straight on to go park in the car park. And a good friend of the show, Sean, just sent me straight along. And I'm like,
oh
and he's a car
Keep
guy, so
it
he knew.
moving. Yeah.
Next time, Sean, I'm looking for a left turn.
Right.
yeah.
Well, that's what
Tell
was
them that
so
thing's got a radial in
interesting.
it.
Because I got to, Lynn and I were the parking wardens for the inaugural event. And
So you
that's
didn't
what
send me
was so-
left. You would have
I
definitely
would've-
sent me left.
I would have moved all those cones and brought
Yes.
them right in.
What does it take? You
Right
know?
answer.
Well, it was,
Yeah.
it's, I think what makes it so unique and is one of the cool things about that event is that there's the front parking lot. And then when you go behind, there's more parking along the building, but then there's also the parking garage. So it's sort of like a choose your own adventure. And they were sort of like sorting, some of the priority spots were behind the building the first time, and then they had the front lot. But it was also a learning experience because the front lot filled up even as, it was being curated, filled up, and then there were more behind. But even the parking garage was a car show in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
having
Some of the
also
best
been in this
cars were the
position,
parking garage. Sorry, Ryan, you go on.
no, having also been in this position, that is a tough position to be in because
It
it's not like
is.
you're getting paid to do this. And where do you draw the line? And I think it's kind of a sliding scale as the show goes on, right?
Right.
Maybe a little tougher as the show goes on.
I was there
but,
early, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, I would have let you in, no problem. Not only the car, but it's. Come on, it is the Dan Pilling, right? Danny P. Come on, I mean,
Hello.
front and center, everyone. If you don't know, you know now.
Right.
How is that car, by the way? You've got 1,000 miles on it now. So
I
if you
have,
don't know, it's this beautiful Guards Red, Boxster GTS 4.0.
Yeah,
Right.
I
Manual.
needed to get quickly to 1,000 miles. I've had it.
Yeah,
I had it 1st of August. I think I got it 2nd of August. So anyway, I went out to the Joshua Tree with it.
that's right.
I will
was
ignore
that?
the fact it was 109
Yeah.
degrees, not miles per hour. But the drive home was magical. So
Yeah.
I had to get back to LA quite early on the Sunday. So I was literally up at 6:30 and on the road, and there was no one else around.
Oh, the
the
best.
sun was coming up. I was driving through mountains, so I got to give it some beans in the end.
Nice.
That's amazing.
How
and
many
had you
beans did you
been-
give it, Dan?
Yeah.
Let's not incriminate myself now that I'm.
Right.
Hey, you've got that
Give you a-
1199 license plate.
I have.
Give it
We
all
won't
the
talk
beans.
about that on this show.
You
We'll
fill
bring
in-
the chairman of that organization on.
Absolutely.
Right. You can
Yeah.
use your imagination.
Shoot.
Had you been to Joshua Tree before, Dan?
Not for a long time. Not for a
Oh,
long
nice.
time. There's a really good music venue, not necessarily the music I saw there, but called Pappy and Harriet's.
Okay.
And it's a really good music venue. It's just outside Joshua Tree in the middle of nowhere. Have you been, Lindsay?
No, but I've heard about it because it's this like totally out of the way, like you have to know, that it's there. And but they get some really big names.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 years ago, Paul McCartney played a secret concert there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that sort of crazy. Have a look at the website because they have. I don't know how they do it because it is literally the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But they have like famous acts all the time.
It's wild. I had never heard of it until like a year ago. Because I know people that live in that area and that's how they had learned about it. But yeah, it's like you would never expect. I mean, Paul McCartney there is the last thing you would expect.
Right. Right.
I know.
Yeah.
So Dan, I just wanted to go back to your Malibu drive. Like, what was it like being in the area? You'd been there before the fires, obviously.
Yeah.
What is it like to be there and experience it like post fire? I haven't been there since.
Yeah. I think it's just humbling because you drive along and you realize what people have lost, and there's still people, even though it might be a beachfront property in Malibu. It's still people and they've lost their houses, and so just very humbling.
Yeah, I saw a post today from a gal who has done a fair amount of reporting on Malibu, just sort of lifestyle or store kind of day in the life stories, and she actually ended up losing her house too in the Palisades. And what struck me was she said when she did go back to the neighborhood after the fire, she ended up passing her own house at first without realizing it because there were no landmarks anymore. And I thought that's we're going to start hearing like more of those stories, but it's always interesting to hear what it's actually like to see it.
But no, it's good news is that obviously people are starting to rebuild now and all that sort of good stuff. So, shall we give a watch away? What do you think?
We should. But before we do that, I've just been informed that we are recording an audio only. So much like when Wizard of Oz goes from black and white to color, we are now going to go to video.
Nothing.
Here we are. Because I know you were missing our beautiful mugs. Here we are.
Right.
We're back. Sorry, Dan, we're going to give away some watches.
Part 2 in full visual definition. If you missed or if you listened to the first part, it was audio only, and it's our apologies. So let's get on with giving something away to buy back our audience, shall we?
We're here now. Yeah. We're here now, and we've got a watch to give away.
So we are obviously working with the great folks at Sheffield Watches, and I thought, how do we do some sort of competition that helps someone win a watch? And congrats again to our friend Dave, who won the first watch.
That's right.
There was recently a very famous proposal. A football player proposed to a pop singer, Travis and Taylor, I believe their names were. And I wanted to ask you guys, first of all, is it just a British tradition that when a couple get engaged, obviously the gentleman buys a ring, and it's usually either a month or a month and a half's worth of salary for that ring. So
I thought it was 3 months.
I thought it was 2 months.
Bamboozled?
Okay. We're cheap.
Depends on who you ask.
Or both your other halves have been told the wrong information. But so that is tradition, that you spend a certain amount of wages on a ring.
Yeah, I think less tradition and more marketing, but yes. And apparently different in different parts of the country. But
yeah, there's a sliding scale. So
be careful where you get engaged.
If you find if you find your wife in the south, it might be cheaper than more metropolitan.
Not even a real diamond.
Yeah, who knows? But
or San Bernardino.
Shout out to San Bernardino. The people of San Bernardino were kind enough to send me a T-shirt, so I thought I would wear it.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
you wear it well.
I'll be wearing a Taylor and Travis T-shirt next week. Tune in. The second piece is obviously the groom and fiance is buying the ring.
Right.
Does the bride have an obligation? In the UK, it's kind of considered that the bride would buy the groom a watch to wear for the special day. Is that a UK thing, or do you guys subscribe to that?
That's so fun. I think it's a UK thing, but I love it. I think we need to bring it over here.
We did that. So when my Molly and I got engaged, so many years ago, I got her a ring that was 3 months my salary, which now I know better. And she got me a Rolex Milgauss, which is the Rolex I wanted. But then I somehow then got her a Rolex as well, but a cheaper one, an Air King, which now she doesn't even wear anymore because she's got what is it? The
Datejust.
Yeah, the Datejust. That's what it is. Which
I
is
was gonna
Not
say
that I know
Sheffield.
all the watches your wife wears, but I know it's similar to one I have. That's how I.
Yes, it's the beautiful green one, which So anyway, but we did that. I don't know how common that is. I mean, it seems like all is
I
fair.
think it's so sweet. I love that. But no, I've never heard of it. I've heard of the bride and groom getting each other a gift when they get like a wedding present to give each other after they're married, but you would need the watch ahead of time.
Right.
It's
right.
I like the idea. I mean, certainly
I love that
watches
idea.
are involved. It's a great idea, right?
I mean,
So
I guess Jay Turkbus kind of helped us do that accidentally. He sent us, or without me realizing that there was a tradition that we could have been ascribing to it, but he sent us his and hers of the green, the black diver with the green,
That's cool.
dial. So
Wow.
I happen to be wearing mine today without even realizing we were going to talk about that.
So I was thinking then, if you were to be wanting to buy the other half a watch, or if you wanted to receive a watch, which of the Sheffield watches, firstly, would you think would be the most appropriate, knowing that on the wedding day, the worst thing you can turn up with is a really fancy watch that is going to, take the attraction away from your beautiful bride. So firstly, which Sheffield watches would you go for and why?
That's a good. Let's see. So if it was a beach
What would you be
wedding,
wearing?
if it was a beach wedding, I think the Raleigh would be a great choice because it's
Which-
very elegant, right? But it would fit well. Like it's not super flashy, but it's very elegant. It would fit with that, setting, and still look classy. Let's see. I do know someone that got married at Laguna Seca, so I think if you did
Is that a thing?
Sorry. Yeah,
Is that
you
a
can
thing?
actually. I know. I remember going like, wait a minute. I didn't even know that was an option.
Well, it could be.
I mean,
Yeah, there's still time.
I know, right?
We know what the
We
wedding
know
card's
some
gonna
people.
be.
Yeah.
It's done, taken
Yeah.
care of. Yeah. I think maybe like a blue spikes would be kind of cool, or the is it the GMT, the blue and red? I think that would be cool if you were getting married.
Yeah. I think that would be the one.
Yeah.
Although I could probably insert a joke here about the QL1 and that it's practical and cheap.
Right.
That could set the path for marriage.
The tone for the watch relationship.
No, but I like that idea. I like that GMT. It takes you around the world. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
It's just it's worldly. It's
You wouldn't need to change the watch on your honeymoon, would you? You wouldn't need to
Exactly.
change
no,
the
you
time.
just turn that bezel.
And I was going to go for the new Super Production, which is obviously the Swiss-made. I think it just looks, looks right level of fancy, but not showing off fancy.
Yeah.
Right.
If it was a non-Sheffield watch, did you guys have any thoughts around what the equivalent would be? I could go first
Yeah.
Go first.
if you want.
What'd you buy your bride, Dan?
Well, it would be what I would be wearing, so what I would expect. Let's call, to buy me.
Right.
So I was thinking about a JJ Lecoute Reverso. So these watches are, I guess they're portrait in shape, aren't they? And they were originally designed for polo players. So to protect while playing polo, you can actually flip the watch over and it becomes,
That's why.
some of them have dual time, but it becomes,
Okay.
so then you could have the inscription of the date or something on the other side. So to protect the watch, you can flip it over.
There was such a demand in the polo community for a watch that
That's right. They were screaming out for it.
That's amazing. You learned me something tonight, Dan.
Yeah?
I didn't know that.
That's right. That car show,
that's
it's
cool.
an educational
That's right.
institution.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
any
idea.
other ideas?
Yes. So I'm trying to look up the brand because it's a really unique watch, and of course, I'm blanking on the. So Matt Farah has one, and I got to see it at
Yes.
Quail a couple years ago.
Oh, I
and
know
the
the one.
dial is made of a material called Fordite. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So It's cut from the layers of paint on the floors in car factories.
Which is
And
so
so
cool.
no two of them are the same.
Yeah.
But there's a company that makes really beautiful ones.
It's also highly carcinogenic, but it's beautiful.
I mean, oh, Arcanaut is the company that
Okay.
makes
Yeah,
them.
they're super cool. They're super
Yeah,
cool.
I love them. And, what's so amazing is like, obviously, they're all unique and you never know. And it's kind of fun when they release a new series to
Yeah.
guess like which, OEM do you think this came from and like what were they painting? Because some of the colors are very distinctive. There was
Yeah.
one that had like a, kind of, it was like an acid green. And I'm like, is this Porsche Fordite? Because
Oh.
it's called Fordite, but they can
Porsche-dite.
use
make it anonymous.
material from any OEM. So yeah.
Porsche-dite has a certain ring.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
Stand By Me reference in there, Dan, if you dig deep. But
Yeah, I'll have to keep looking and re-listen to the show. Ryan, any watches from your side? Because you used to like trade in watches, didn't you?
I did, that was something. Yeah, in college and right out of college, lived in Chicago, and this was back in the day. Probably told this story, but my first couple jobs out of college, I traveled a lot, and I'd go to these small towns or these towns across the country, and first thing I'd do would be to check Craigslist and see if anyone was trying to unload a Rolex, and picked up a lot of watches over the years and would flip them and make a little
Wow.
bit of money, and so got to try just about everything. I've never, much like you've never driven a Miata, I've never owned a Daytona, which is the car guy watch, right?
Right.
But a lot of Submariners, a lot of GMTs and Explorers and things like that. And I guess that sort of leads me into the watch I think is kind of the gold standard, if you will, for weddings and funerals and everything else. And that's Rolex and I guess Tudor as well. It's sort of junior brand. I just, to me, that's always sort of meant something special. I know it's, maybe not as rare a watch or as uncommon a watch to see maybe as it once was, but yeah, I wear two watches. I wear Rolexes and I wear Sheffields, and
Nice.
they complement each other well. But yeah, if it wouldn't be a Sheffield for me, I think it would probably be a Rolex of some sort, or maybe a Tudor, and maybe something vintage if you really want to up the cool
Oh,
factor.
that
So
would be cool.
Yeah, very good.
all
would-
those
that-
old vintage Rolexes I sold so many years ago to make $1,000 that are now worth, live and
Yeah.
learn. But
Don't even think about it. Move on.
Yeah.
At least they weren't fakes like your
just good
Panerai.
life advice. That's right. Yeah, none of the Rolexes came in a fake calculator, at least from China.
Yeah,
So there's
very
that.
good, very good.
That's
Well, let's give
hilarious.
folks a chance to win a watch.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So what I
Need
was
some music
thinking
or something.
is, that car show Instagram. We're going to post a picture of a watch, and we're going to do that after the show gets released, so no one can do it in advance. And what we would like you to do to win potentially one of these watches is firstly follow two accounts. Follow That Car Show and follow Sheffield Watches. I'm hoping that most of our listeners are already doing both, but just in
Right.
case, that's the first way to opt into this competition. Then I want you to comment and say which watch from the Sheffield Watch brand range would you think that Taylor Swift should buy for Kelsey, and why? And you can make that funny, you can make that serious, you can make that, anything you want. You can say it's because, I don't know, she wants him to shake it out, or she wants to make a style
Whoa there,
expression.
Travis.
Yeah, I'm out of ideas in terms of song names, but yeah. So follow both accounts.
Yeah.
Comment on the post that we have specifically with why and which watch from the Sheffield range. Go to Sheffield Watches on all the websites, and we will pick the best answer. It'll be a group decision amongst the four of us.
Yeah.
Lindsay, Ryan, myself, and Michael, and we'll let you know, and you'll get your pick of a Sheffield watch. So, little effort for great reward potential.
Yes, creative is good.
Right.
And the real
Yeah.
story here is Dan wants to tag Taylor on Instagram. See if we
Did
can
you say
respond.
tag?
What do you do? Sorry, tag. Is it tag?
Mention her.
Oh, that's also a watch brand. Okay, all right. No
Yeah.
pun
See what you
intended.
did there. No, you did that on purpose. I'm sure.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah,
We have our competition.
yeah. Make it happen. Get creative. Yeah,
I
make
was
Dan laugh.
watching, please make me laugh. I was watching another podcast, which was Chris Harris and Friends last week, and he said something really profound, which he does regularly, but this was really profound. And he said, say again?
No, I was going to say particularly profound, even from someone who is profound quite often.
Yes, and he wasn't saying, "Hey, Lindsay, do you like the ice cream here at Le Mans
Right.
this time round?" But
that was a one-time thing.
Yeah.
his quote was, "You know, a car has touched your soul when, after driving it, you spend hours on websites looking at used versions."
Yeah.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you
Agreed.
guys, what was the last car that touched your soul and why?
Ryan, you want to go first?
I'll go. A car that touched me, for the record, good touch, is a Lotus Elise.
Yeah.
You know, it's a tiny car, so it touched me all over, I guess. But
So it was
but that
full
was really
contact.
every time I see a Lotus Elise, I go down that rabbit hole, even though I hardly fit, and they'd have to like lube me up or whatever to slide me in, and the top couldn't be on because I can't fold that direction. That is a car that gets me going. They're eternally $35,000-$40,000. I think they still are. They're just wonderful cars. The cars that they don't make like that anymore, and hardly did make at that time. You know, manual steering and everything else, just special cars. Incidentally, also one of my bucket list cars, one of my cars you should drive before you die. They're truly special. But I guess also the GT4. The first time I had a base Cayman, the first time I really had an interaction with the GT4, it was a 2016 981. And
What are those like?
They're amazing, even when they have mufflers on them. But you know, it's I just fell down that rabbit hole, and I had to have one. And then the 2020 came out, and I bought one. Have not bought an Elise yet. I probably never will. But yeah, those are the two cars that have touched my soul.
Very good, very good. And Lindsay, what was the last car that touched your soul?
The last one was actually a Land Rover Defender.
Interesting.
Is this a car week? Was this at Pebble?
No, it was because when I got to go to Carmel in May and do the Land Rover experience, the off-road school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Chris really hit the nail on the head, because the amount of time I have spent looking at Defender, like slightly pre-owned Defenders, is, probably an unhealthy amount over the last, since I got back from that trip.
So modern Defenders.
Yeah, modern Defender.
And what would you get? The 90, the 110, the 130? What does it for you?
I really like the 110, and that would have been my, I would have said, no question.
Yeah.
But what was so another interesting part of the trip, outside of getting to do the off-road school and learning all of the aspects of off-roading and doing it in those cars and seeing how capable they are, before the actual event started, my dad was over at Laguna Seca doing a vintage racing event, and they let me take a brand new 130 to go pop in and say hi to him at the track. And I was really excited to try it, because it is about 20 inches longer, I think, than the 110. And I'd only driven a 110. So I'm like, this is going to be really interesting. I'm curious to see, does it feel a lot heavier? Is it laggy? Is it slower? Whatever. You can't tell a difference.
Yeah.
You do not feel it, which is really a feat when you look at how much longer it is.
Yeah.
Because it adds weight, it adds drag, all of that. And I took the 130 over Laurelus Grade, which, if you know the area, it's a windy road. I think of it as sort of like Car Week's Angeles Crest, short, but it's a lot of elevation, some pretty good turns, and the 130 ate it up, no problem.
Really? Yeah.
Did you just say that the 130... I'm going to get, it was 20 bigger than the 110?
Wouldn't it? I think.
Yeah, that's inches, right? Because
surely that's the numbers. 110 plus 20 is 130.
Yeah, no, isn't that how it works? And then there's the 90, which is the short wheelbase.
Yeah.
I was just describing
proportional.
Yeah.
For people that may not be familiar with what the numbers mean. It's length.
I had to think there for a minute if it was millimeters, inches, hands, what was going. It's the Brits, so you never know, right?
So, it could be hands, right? They're very agricultural. So that yours was the Land Rover Defender,
right?
Yeah,
it's
and would you swap
more.
the Bronx? Would you swap the Ford F-150 for it?
I hope so.
That wasn't an immediate yes. So,
what is this? Sophie's Choice? Come on.
Does the Ford touch you in the same way that the?
So, you know what's funny? I was thinking about this because a friend texted me yesterday. They were at a shop in LA that had a 5th gen Bronco. And I immediately just went, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. I love it so much. And it's funny because the truck is probably the closest thing to a Bronco like that you can get. Obviously the configuration's slightly different, but it's probably one of the closest things you can get. And that didn't hit me until relatively recently, that I was like, I'm basically driving the closest thing I can get to a Bronco. And I really do, like, they did a really good job with the design of the truck. I think it's still so classic. Like, it makes me smile when I see it. Yeah, I mean, it's been with me through a lot. And it's, like, really been a big part of my life for a long... I mean, you know what? I brought my daughter home from the hospital in the truck. So I would have to add the Defender. How about that?
Okay.
There we go. There we go. Add it to the stable. The last car that I think touched my soul was, I had for Car Week, I was incredibly lucky. I had the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. A car I'd heard great things about. I'd driven the sister car, which is the Stelvio, which is the SUV, and it was good. This car is just fantastic.
Aren't they amazing?
It's like a Italian love letter. Like I just don't know. I've got so many great things to say about this car.
Yeah.
Like the way that you sit in it and you're next to the pillar. So the window's kind of in front of you, if that makes sense. The way that the car just handles, the gearbox, the engine noises. There was a lot of consideration. Do I get rid of the Audi for one of those?
Yeah.
Because they are just perfect. They're over 500 horsepower.
Yeah.
And it's just, the power is there when you need it. Turns in incredibly well, makes great noises, amazing stereo. It ticks a lot of boxes.
Yeah. And the interior is so like, you feel like you're in this very lovely car, which you are, and they're so capable on, twisty roads. What was interesting for me about those was when I realized I knew, I think, at least 3 automotive journalists in LA that owned them at one point. And I thought, that really tells you something about how good that car is, because you look at everything they get to experience, and if they're going to commit to something, it has to be really good. And they were buying the Giulias, and I love them. I think it's a great choice.
Interesting. 2 Brits and an Italian.
Right.
These are the cars that have touched us. Yeah. Or soul, that is. Yeah.
So I have to clarify.
You're right.
I mean,
we
want to get technical.
Most times when I get these press cars, I'm ready to hand them back. But it was like any excuse to wait a little bit longer before I hand the keys back to the Alfa. So I'll get one again soon, I'm sure. But
that's amazing. Well, I think that's going to be your equivalent of, like, is it a press car that you want to give back or not? As opposed to, like, are you spending time on the classifieds? Like, if you want to hang on to it, that's another indicator of how good it is.
Yeah.
Well, I approve of both of your choices. I like both of those cars very much. Not spent much time with the Alfa, but I've spent a ton of time with the Defender, and it's a car I would buy.
That's right.
Give me the 90 with the 500 horsepower V8.
Ooh.
Is that the Octa?
Yeah. That's a thing you can buy.
Have you seen how much they are?
Yeah, I've priced them out.
I mean, this is Fantasyland, right?
How much?
Yeah, 170,000.
No, they're not that much.
Go take a look. The Octa.
Well, do they not make them anymore and they've gone up?
No, the Octa is what he...
Oh, gosh. Saying. No. This would just be the standard, whatever, I don't know.
Just the regular
rapscallion model.
Yeah, the regular V8 versus
That's right. Yeah.
I'm keen to get behind the wheel of a Octa. So
yes.
Anyone has access to one?
I feel like that would...
Let's put it out there. Let's let it manifest.
Right.
I'm sure we can make that happen.
Manifest an Octa for all 3 of us.
That's right. An Octa for the trio.
Right. We'd have to change.
There's a joke there. I didn't quite find it, but yeah. That's...
So what is it with these adults who are getting in kids' cars and driving them around? Have you guys seen this?
They want their souls to be touched.
Right. Yes. In a very different way. Well, and I think what caught my attention was the different results for the 2 drivers, because the poor guy in Canada just wanted a slushie, and he ended up getting arrested.
But
And
what
then
was
this
he
guy,
driving, Lindsay? What was he driving?
he was driving a little girl's Barbie Jeep, as one does. Now, I think maybe the only flaw in his process was he did it during rush hour. If he had picked a less populated time, I'm thinking
rush
he
hour in
probably would have.
Canada?
Yeah, rush hour in. I mean, in this remote town in Canada,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
knows? It's all relative, right?
Yeah.
But
Maybe I'll insert the interview with the guy, but it was pretty classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. On Friday, a Prince George man was pulled over and arrested right here after he was seen driving a child-sized pink Barbie Jeep down this busy road.
And I just wanted to get it a Slurpee. I got lazy. I didn't want to walk.
I think he's just, he's a solution-oriented guy. He's
That's
got a
right.
great taste in cars.
Yeah.
I think
I
I'm a
hope he
fan.
got a daughter. He got his daughter a slushie as well, because
Right.
if he's going to borrow. And then there was a dude in LA.
That's the guy
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about because he's not
Right.
going to be alive.
No,
doing what
I
he's
kept thinking
doing.
we were going to see his demise in the video. Like, what is happening?
He's in a Porsche, a miniature Porsche, which might be the only thing any of us can afford here before too long. The way Porsche's raising their prices, but in LA delivering what, food or something?
Doing Uber Eats, and again,
Uber
it's
Eats.
like a 911, but it's a children's,
Yeah,
one of the
yeah,
Jeep,
yeah.
But it's the 911 body because they put whatever kid,
Yeah.
body on top of these little Jeeps.
But it had some power.
It had some
He
power,
was keeping up.
but he's in traffic, regular
Yeah.
traffic on the streets.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Beverly
yeah.
Hills.
2 inches off the ground.
Yeah, and I
LA
mean,
traffic.
I thought he was going to get taken out by a bus at one point. Another time, because he doesn't, he's not observing the rules of the road. I mean,
No, he's not. Bike lanes, splitting lanes.
well, and then he did a donut in the intersection at one point. I'm like, this is it's not going to end well. But what's
No.
wild is the police clamped down on our poor friend in the Barbie Jeep so
Yeah,
quickly, and
yeah.
this guy just seems to have free reign in Beverly Hills.
But
How does that work with
I don't know.
the app? The Uber Eats app, or the and you can see your driver and what car they're driving.
Oh. Probably just put Porsche or whatever, right? Porsche 911, It's just, but look at the fun that mofo's having. I mean, Dan, have you ever smiled like that, ever hammed it up like that in your Boxster? I mean, he was, maybe that's where it's at.
Yeah.
You're skirting
be a
the,
thing.
the fine line of death
Yeah.
while delivering Uber Eats to the fine citizens of Los Angeles. I mean, that
Uber
guy's living
Eats.
his best life.
He's like,
Can
the
we
Uber
talk
Eats
further
extreme.
about Porsche? Can we?
Oh,
file it?
yes, we can talk more about Porsche, Dan.
So firstly, I want to file it under. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. So I
Right.
think there are a number of articles now to say that the next gen 718 models will be available in both electric and gas engines.
Yeah.
After being told
Well,
that was it, they were done.
Yeah.
They're coming back with more ICE engines.
yeah.
But it's
yeah.
only the top, and they didn't define top model.
Well, that
will be available.
doesn't help us, any of us.
No.
GT4,
Right.
Boxster GTS 4.0. These are the top models, and
Right.
say goodbye to our retirement, our respective retirement plans, guys, because these are the cars that they're going to continue making, which I'm not sad for, but yeah, I thought we had the last of the last here.
I was going to say, I know we definitely, we all sort of enjoyed, hey, we got it right for once. Without even realizing. Yeah,
Well, we
because
still got it right. Don't
we still absolutely got it right. But yeah, that
let's
was
be clear.
I know, because that announcement was made that they were discontinuing the ICE engines 2 days after Tori and I got the GT4, and we were like, wait a minute, talk about right place, right time.
Right.
And it was nice while it lasted, but the new ones are obviously going to be accessible to a certain level of people, and like you said, Ryan, the prices are going to keep going up.
Oh,
so
mark
we're still in
my
a really
words.
good position, all of
Yeah.
us.
No, mark my words. The new GT4 will start at least $150,000. Now,
You
let's
heard it here
remember that
first.
in 2020, at least in theory, you could
Yeah.
get a no options GT4 for $99,900, I think it was.
Yeah.
So, but look what's happened to the GT3. I mean, Porsche was leaving that money on the table, right? So why wouldn't they raise, the sticker? But you mark my words, at least $150,000 to start for the next GT4.
So electric and gas at the same time. But it was interesting. Did you guys see the concept Audi TT that was launched?
How about that?
So that, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is going to production. There's a really good Top Gear video on it if you get the chance to see it online. It's going to production. It's going to be an all-electric convertible, but it's actually going to be using all the technology from the new electric Boxster, but it's coming out before the electric Boxster.
But it won't be quite as good because it wouldn't be quite as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that they seem to be like, okay, we need to test these cars further. Let's put something else out into market.
Yeah. And let's be frank too. I mean, Audi's never been known for its engines in quite the same way that Porsche has, right? So, why wouldn't they do it that way? It's not as integral as part of the
I think
experience.
they would make a bolder statement if they said, hey, we are the Audi group, the Volkswagen Audi group, and we're going to lead our electric charge with the Porsche, right? If they could have gone and said, we believe in our product so much that we're going to start with the Porsche and then the other cars are going to inherit the technology. That, for me, would have been the move.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'd probably buy an electric Audi before I would an electric Porsche. And that's,
Really? So explain, help me understand that.
I don't know. I want a flat six, think about Audi's history of engines, right? 5 cylinders. Yeah, they have a certain charm or whatever. But, I've owned a couple Audis over the years. The engine really wasn't not quite sure what the highlight was for either one of those cars to be.
Like, now that I think about it, hashtag unremarkable is what I'm hearing.
Well, the first one seized up at 40,000 miles, and the second one said it delivered 344 horsepower, but never quite felt like it. The Porsche, we all know about Porsche horsepower, right? It's always,
they're thoroughbred German stallions.
Exactly. The opposite of Mustang. Sorry, Lindsay. Okay. The opposite of Mustang.
I will let that one go.
Yeah, the other thought I had around that Audi TT is if that had been the Jaguar move, because they're quite similar in design, but if Jaguar had come out with a car more similar to that and didn't do that bullshit advertising campaign, they would have been onto a flyer.
Well, I think the Audi's a little more of a, what do you want to call it? A little bit more of a statement in the design. I thought the Jaguar was a little more
you said it right.
just what? Oh, did I?
Yeah.
50 years old. It's 50 years it's taken me.
We finally got him trained.
Yeah, this Midwestern boy.
Don't call his attention to it. If he doesn't think about it, it just...
No, next time.
Do we have to give him a treat or something?
It's going to be like poor Sasha, who was on the show, and I pronounced his name 3 different ways, right, just to cover my bases. No, I think that Audi's a bit more of a statement. It's a little more confident, right? And it's, the cut of its jib or whatever you want to say. The Jaguar, see, there I go, the Jaguar.
We made you think about it.
Now I'm going to think about it. You got to own it, right? To your point, I think you got to own it. I think that's the secret. I mean, there's a phrase, walk like a panther, right? You go into a room,
It's not walk like a Jaguar then.
And that didn't happen.
Exactly.
And that didn't happen. So
yeah.
Think of like, what's the cologne in Anchorman? 60% of the time it works every time.
By the way, guys, I desperately need a haircut. My hair is very long, and I ran out of product. And I usually get product at the salon, but it's like $50 for this little thing of pomade. So I ordered some on Amazon tonight, Suave, okay? And it smells just like a 16-year-old boy.
I don't want to know how you know this. Like...
No, we're not going to ask those questions.
Yeah. Wow.
They all wear that Axe body spray or whatever it is.
I was going to say, it's along the lines of Axe body spray. So what I'm hearing is, be glad that the podcast is only audio and visual, and we don't have...
Smell-o-vision is not coming anytime soon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Moving on.
I think we should probably do a shout-out to our friends. So our friends at Drake Motorcars, who will be launching their new warehouse on the 11th of October in Denver. It's their grand opening. And I think, Ryan, you know the guys really well. They're excited for it.
Yeah, shout out Willis and Rob, and they've got some great cars and some great partners along with us with this grand opening. I think I saw Cars and Bids and Avance and some other friends of ours. But yeah, they're going to have some great stuff. Already do, but this is their official grand opening, and they really do specialize in the cars that we like, right? So all the stuff that that touches us, is the stuff that presumably will be in their inventory. So
perfect.
Yeah. So if you're free on the 11th of October, we've posted it on our socials.
Yep.
So go check them out. Go get a nice look around the warehouse and maybe a glass of champagne or something.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And decide what you want to add to your collection.
That's right.
So good luck on the grand opening, folks.
Tell them we sent you.
What else do we know?
Well, can I just add that, all this Porsche talk, Doug DeMuro said it must be true.
Get away with this one, Lindsay. I thought we were going to be like... There's only so many times Ryan can send you the same article on text with you not being able to ignore it, right? Come on then, Ryan. Let's have it.
We tried so hard.
So I'll be real honest. I had never listened to the This Car Pod podcast before today, but then I saw GT4 and I clicked on it and I really liked it. They do a great job. I really like the I like what those kids are doing over there. But no, great job. I honestly, I feel like it's their podcast is very aligned with sort of our style and what we're into and all that. And Doug talked about how the GT4 really is the best sports car you can buy, and anything that strays from the GT4 really is a compromise in some way. I don't want to take all his content, so you should go and listen to the episode. You'll know it when you hear it. But basically, the GT4 is the best sports car, which, I mean, come on, the three of us. I mean, you talked about journalists, driving and owning the Giulia, right? I think, it's a similar thing here. We put our money where our mouths are, and basically anything that strays from this model is a compromise in some way, right? You either want more comfort or, less comfort, or but it's kind of like it's kind of the whole package, right? And it was nice to hear, because I've been preaching the praises of this car for a long time until people are sick of hearing about it. But he said the same thing. So go check this out. Tell us if you disagree. But again, I think the proof is in the pudding, and all the other phrases I can parrot here, because you've got a 16, I've got a 20, and Dan's got a 24 GTS 4.0.
That's Doug calling just to add to his argument.
Well, I do know his number's on your phone, so he senses the GT4. It's like the bat signal for us GT4
My question
people.
here is, Doug is obviously a very wealthy gentleman.
Yes.
He's obviously got the Carrera GT, the 2005 Ford GT, the Countach. If he's saying it's the best car, why doesn't he own one? Doug,
we're putting this question out to the man himself.
You should have answered the phone, I guess, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Could have just asked.
I wondered the same thing, because he is a man of wealth and taste. He's got that the ragtop G-Class and all these other amazing things. He's not afraid to buy something if he likes it, right?
Right.
Hell, he bought that Audi A2 I saw, which doesn't do a thing for me, but I guess it's mildly interesting. And
I think that was part of a challenge.
Yeah.
They're doing a challenge with a Fiat Multipla, an A2, and something else. So he bought it for a challenge. I don't think he bought it to keep as a long-term car.
That's right. Well, now it's got Doug Provenance, right? So he can sell it for more than he paid for. And this is the difference between, I guess, our podcast and theirs. Where they go and they import cars from Europe to have challenges with, and we talk in theoretical terms about Travis.
And buy T-shirts with San Bernardino written all over them.
That's okay, right? We have to start somewhere. We're just not at that point yet.
Yes.
But we're manifesting an Octa, so that's a good place to start.
That's right. That's right. And that T-shirt, now that you can see us, is really quite the piece, Dan.
I feel like I don't have to do something to kind of give it some more.
So now you're wearing black?
Yes. And a T-shirt that says San Bernardino on it.
What else does that say? Is there a picture of something like?
It's palm trees. No, I didn't see any palm trees.
Maybe they're marijuana plants.
I think they probably are, actually.
Yeah. 5-leaf
San
palm
Bernardino.
trees. Don't
Oh, they're going to come for us. I know they are. Sure.
San Bernardino, the Mile High City.
Shoot.
What do they say? No good deed goes unpunished.
I
Even the
know.
next
This is as much anyone's talked about San Bernardino on a podcast in years. It's cool. But I do want to know why Doug doesn't have a GT4. And the next time he's in Denver, he can come out with me and mine, and I'll convince him to buy one. But
you're right. I mean, it's not for nothing that the three of us have committed to the same car basically without any without coordinating. Like that's just the way it has worked out. Yeah. And every time we talk about them, we say how much we're still enjoying them.
Absolutely. And we're practical people, practical and cheap. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. But I can't swing a new like Aston Martin or a new McLaren or something because those cars take a hit. And something like the GT4 apparently is immune from all that. And so
they're really,
that
it's an
factors
investment.
into it as well.
We just get to drive them.
That's right. Yeah. Anyway, they had a term for it. The term is escaping me. It was something clever in a way that only Doug DeMuro can kind of can coin. But yeah, in the spectrum of cars, there is but one that rules supreme, reigns supreme, and all the others are mere compromises. So,
well, it's always nice to have somebody, that people listen to declare that that car happens to be the one you already have.
Yeah. It's good to have someone that people listen to say that the GT4 is a good car. Anyway.
Wow.
Boy, stepped into it tonight, guys.
Check out the video, and if you want to know where the link is, just ask Ryan to text it to you.
Yeah.
Indeed.
What have we guys got coming up over the next couple of weeks? Much?
I think, again, just try to get out and enjoy the driving weather while it holds and, create my own rallies of one, maybe. We'll see.
With no music.
Yeah, I was supposed to be on the Rocky Mountain Automotive Press 4x4 day tomorrow, where they get all the manufacturers to bring out their favorite 4x4s and overlanding vehicles, and I just couldn't make it work. So I'm sad that I won't be able to do that because that would have been content for days.
Right. Well, that was where you got. That was where you got to drive the
8 of them.
Defender last year, right?
That's right. That's where I fell in love with it. And I've driven that same car. It's was in the press fleet a couple of times since. It was the classic or the whatever the one with the retro, the white steel wheels and all that. And that would be the one if I didn't get the 500 horsepower short.
Was it the country edition?
Must have been. Yeah, it was like a baby blue white.
But it had white.
Yeah, it was so good.
Steelies. So that's no. You know what? The country is white with a blue roof and a blue tailgate. Can you tell I have looked for them a lot?
Variations.
Right. Yeah.
And it has the white steelies.
Yeah.
If you go through Lindsay's search history, it's all defender.
Right. Yeah. It's all.
Well, as far as search history goes, search histories go, that's probably not a
good
bad
one.
Well, and it's the county edition is the one I'm.
Okay.
Not the country, but
which harks back to the old models.
That's right.
Yeah. But what's funny about the county edition is that it doesn't come with heated. The second row seats are not heated. So
the
I thought that was interesting.
Have to suffer in the back.
I know. I'm like, whoa, what does it make me a bad mom if I'm like, but it's so pretty on the outside. You can wear another jacket.
Kids, they don't know better.
I know, right?
But they do. That's the problem. They know that rear seat heaters exist.
Right. They know that they exist. And, if we lived in Southern California, then I could say, like, it's not a necessity. But it gets below freezing here. So it's a little more of a bad mom moment if I'm like, yeah, but it looks great. Suck it up.
Just turn the heater up.
Yeah.
So a bit of driving. Yeah. Are you going to do any driving this weekend, Ryan?
I'm going to do my best. Yeah. I've got an article to write. I just got Tom's blessing to write about the Grand for Autoblog, so that's cool. I got to make that happen here in the next couple of days, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, I would bet you, Ryan, that's probably one of the first published articles on the Grand.
Ooh.
Yes, there have only been a couple over the years, and I think that'll be something I touch on in the article. It's kind of an exclusive thing.
No, that's great.
Right.
So you got to walk that line, right? You don't want to give too much away. Too many of the secrets. Right. But you want to peel back the curtain a little bit. And I expect I'll go way over the word limit because I'll wax poetic.
Again, for part 2, three, four,
maybe,
five,
yeah,
six,
get paid
and
twice as
7.
much, right? That's maybe not a
Yeah.
bad move.
You can do an article per day of the event.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean
You can
I could
really
write a
just-
book.
Yeah.
I really could write a book. So
Well, you
Well,
did,
I think
didn't you, with
someday
all
you
the
will.
descriptions.
yeah, I have written a book. What am I talking about?
Yeah. I've written a book several times, just a different
Yeah.
book.
Yeah. And I got to give a shout out to my daughter, 12 years old, Ilsa. She's babysitting for the first time tomorrow night. So we'll be very close,
my
2
goodness.
houses away, just in case
Right.
anything happens.
Excellent.
And it won't.
Yeah.
It'll be perfect. She's wonderful. But yeah, very excited about her, and very excited that she's going to start bringing some money into the house.
That's right.
Right.
Hey, no way.
That's a big step. And I babysat a lot when I was
you?
her age. And
Yeah.
I think that's an amazing gig
Yeah.
for that age. And yeah, nothing like being able to bring in your own like pocket money.
Her first question was, well, what do I eat while I'm there? Because I'm going over at 7:00. And I said, that's the best part about babysitting. You can just pillage the cupboards.
Right.
Take all their best stuff.
It's
Empty
minimum
that
wage,
fridge.
but nobody tells you you've had too much ice cream. So you're great.
Yeah. Very good.
HBO. You know what I mean?
So
all the
Ryan,
mod
one of
cons.
the things that my dad did, which I didn't appreciate at the time, but I remember I came home from my first babysitting job and I had, I mean, when I first started babysitting, I think I got 50 cents an hour, which is like,
It's gone up a
tells
bit.
you yeah,
That
it's
or you
gone
were
up a
really
little.
getting let down.
I know. Well, but yeah. And I remember I was so excited with however many dollars I had made or whatever. And he said,
Apparently
"That's
2.
great." Yeah. And he said, that's great. You're going to give me half
Oh.
so that I could start to learn about taxes.
Oh my God. That's
And
awful.
no, not for him to keep. The intent was like they would save half of my earnings, but he was like, I want you to understand when you make money in the real world,
Yeah.
you don't keep everything you make.
Yeah, no. And you're in California, so half tracks, right?
Half. Yeah.
I was going to say you should have said to your dad, Dad, we're in Portland now. I'm taking another $1 back.
Right.
I thought you were going to say he came around and like knocked on the window or something.
Oh no. No, there was
He just
a
came to
neighbor
take your money. Yeah.
God, there was a neighbor that did that once.
Oh,
and
jeez.
just- Man, every now and then I
awful.
still think about that. It was not my
Oh,
favorite.
that's awful. That's awful.
Well,
That's
I, on the 1st, have got a tour of the Singer Factory.
awful. Oh, you do?
Ooh,
Not
that's
that I'm
so
buying
cool.
one. I don't want to start that rumor, but yeah, they've
start that
invited me
rumor.
to go and have a look around. And
Got all these new
Spec up.
sponsors.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Singer money now.
Dan's baller.
that's real
Yeah.
Singer money right there. So,
that's cool.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to going and seeing. They've got obviously the new factory in Torrance.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, and looking forward to seeing Seamus and a few of the
Yeah.
other folks.
Say hello.
Well, I'm excited to hear what you think. That's really cool.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It should be good fun.
Very
Good
cool.
fun.
Yeah,
Well, I guess that's a
nice.
show, isn't it, folks?
I think that is
I
a
think
show.
it is.
Boy, that was
Yeah.
all over the place, wasn't it?
That was a
Believe
cruise
it or
show
not,
in every
we
sense
did
of the
have-
word.
We did have some structure. We just might not be able to show it that well.
Well,
You're gonna have to listen really carefully to find the structure.
That's right. Yeah.
That's what
Ounces on
keeps
a
it fun.
postcard.
yeah. In that first 20 minutes, all you could do is listen. So
Yeah,
that's,
we're sorry. Well, who's going to leave us with the phrase that pays?
I am happy to do it. Thank you so much for joining us. We're That Car Show, and remember, always be driving.